Hi everyone, welcome to A Reheated Cup with Laurie. Today is Friday, so I want to talk about something that I've blogged about in the past, and that is weekends. So for those of you who don't follow along with me or are just tuning in, I am a mom of two. With my first daughter, I went right back to work full time at 3 months, and with my current daughter, who literally just turned 10 months old today, I have been home with her since we moved, working from home part-time and then just being a stay-at-home mom with her. So my perspective on weekends has taken a literally complete flip-flop shift. You know, when I was in the office working full-time, I could not get to the weekend fast enough. And every weekend, I felt like I needed to have something planned with my daughter and spend every waking moment with her, and didn't do anything for myself really, because I had this immense guilt of being at work all day and all week. So I felt like I just absolutely, had to spend my time with her. And when I would do things for myself, it was actually really hard. I had a lot of guilt associated with taking time for myself and doing things with just myself and my husband. And so now weekends for us are completely different. So weekends for me, for lack of better terms, can kind of really suck, because it's a lot of the same. If you're at home with your kids, even if you're working from home, but if you're at home and then the weekend rolls around and your husband or your spouse or significant other is home, there's different things that they want to do at home because they haven't been there all week. And so now I'm not doing like my weekday routine with the girls, whether it's part-time preschool or dance or gymnastics. I'm literally just sitting at home with my husband while he mows the lawn or does things around the house, which, do not get me wrong, those things have to get done. And there are things that I can't get done when both girls are here, and have to be done when there's another adult in the house to watch Ella and Caroline. But it sucks because sometimes it just feels almost a little bit maddening, because you finally have someone in the house. There's finally someone else to be that person watching over the kids and making sure that they're doing everything they should be doing, or that they're not killing themselves. And you're still doing it. So a huge difference that I've noticed between being in the office full time and being home is there truly is no break. I mean, of course, work is hard and work is work. Like, I'm not downplaying that, because the stresses of being in an office and having a job are completely different, a whole different level of stress and mental stress and all that. But being home 7 days a week without a break, without kids in full-time daycare, I mean, you truly do not get a break. My day ends, and this is only if the kids stay in bed, but my day ends around 8 p.m. when the girls go to bed. And then if the baby wakes up anytime in between then, because I'm nursing and she's with me, she kind of relies on me a little bit more and calms down better with me. So I usually take on that role. My husband definitely helps out when she wakes up, but she's more receptive to me. So why not have me go in there and calm her down and get her to go back to sleep right away? So my day truly doesn't end until really I go to sleep. And then literally the second I open my eyes, it's either because the baby is up and ready to nurse, or the baby is up and not happy. And so literally the moment I open my eyes in the morning, I am with them to the moment I go to bed. And yes, when you're a working mom, the moment you wake up, you're with them, and the moment you go to bed. But you do get that mental break. So, and what I mean by mental break is staying at home with, at least from my experience, obviously this is 100% my opinion and experience, but staying at home with a preschool age female is extremely challenging. She's really intelligent, so I'm constantly having to keep up with that. We're constantly having to do stuff. And with the baby, it's not challenging, as mentally challenging as it is with a toddler or with a 4-year-old. But with the baby, the challenging part is that when a baby is home, and every baby's different as well as every parent, but some babies don't want to be put down, and some babies just want to snuggle and be carried and have all kinds of attention from their mom. So careful, honey. We have a visitor. Speaking of,
Mommy, I'm hungry.
yes. So the day is constant. Okay, I will get you something to eat in a minute. So perfect example. All day, all night. Again, I am not saying that being a working mom is not as hard as being a stay-at-home mom, because I personally have done both. And being a working mom for me was, more than anything, emotionally draining, because I could not shake the working mom guilt. It was constantly looming over my head, and to me, I would trade the stress of being a stay-at-home mom over that, at least in the first year. I mean, I feel so blessed. It's almost bittersweet that I have this time with Ella, because I didn't have it with Caroline, but I'm also making up for some time with Caroline in this year before she goes into kindergarten, which has been nice.
Can I have one of these?
Yes, you may.
Can you open them?
But excuse me. There you go, Ben.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're very welcome. But the stress of the guilt, of the mom guilt, people talk about the mom guilt. The stress of that was not too much to handle. I feel like I handled it well, and I did my best to have, work-life balance, so that I could manage that stress. But I felt like I completely lost myself, because my whole world revolved around proving to her, or proving, really not to her, but proving to myself that I was spending time with her, and that I loved her, and that I was getting to experience and grow with her in those first couple of years. Where as a stay-at-home mom, of course I do all those things and want to do all those things, but I just don't have this anxiety behind being away from my baby. Of course, it is not easy still. We did our staycation and it was hard to be away, but I was actually pleasantly surprised at how easy it was to have that adult time and enjoy the adult time. So with Caroline, when I would go away, I could take the adult time, but I did not enjoy it. So when I got to travel for work, I tried to do as much as I could. I love traveling, so I would explore a city, go out to eat, and research things, and do what I could to take my mind off of being away from her. But I literally the whole time felt guilty about being away. And then anytime I would leave work early, or anytime I would be sick and would drop her off at daycare and then stay home so I could get better and take care of myself and her, I literally would lay there losing my mind in guilt, because I felt like if I wasn't at work, I should 100% be with my daughter. So I'm not sure if any of you working moms out there feel that way or still feel that way. I'm eventually might be going back into the office, and I'm really hoping that since I've had almost this first year, Ella's literally 10 months old today, with her, that maybe some of that will be a little eased, because I do feel like as Caroline got older, being a working mom, that guilt lifted a little bit. But it's definitely, like I said, it's bittersweet with Ella home right now, because I am really thoroughly enjoying it. It's stressful and maddening, but I wouldn't change this situation for the world. But then I look at my little Cebu and I think, man, I really did miss out. And I'm not sure if I would do it any differently. I mean, I reached a lot of professional highs in the first 3 years of her life, and so I wouldn't necessarily want to change that. But I am grateful to have both perspectives. Grateful that I can relate to stay-at-home moms, working from home moms, and provide perspective in both ways. So really happy Friday to everyone. This kind of went off on a different tangent than I expected. But try to enjoy your weekend for those stay-at-home moms. Just try to get through the weekend until Monday. School's back in session in Georgia, so on Monday the school-age kids go back, and preschools are going to start opening up in the next week or so, which is exciting. Yay! But hang in there, and for those working moms, you rock. It's not easy. Being a stay-at-home mom's not easy. Being a working mom's not easy. Just being a parent and a mother or a father is not easy. We love our kids so much, and we want to provide everything for them, and we want to be there for everything. But the reality is life happens, and all kinds of factors play into that. So be kinder to yourself. Let some things slide, and definitely take some you time. So it is important, especially if you're married or in a relationship, to take time for that. So I highly encourage that, and then also encourage reminding your spouse that that's important to you, if it's important to you, especially if you're at home all day, even if you're at home all day working from home, because that can be equally as challenging whether your kids are in daycare or at home with you or not. So hang in there, and happy Friday.